There are two things in life that are awesome, wrestling and superheroes, and when they come together, that's pretty sweet. As Marvel started putting out more and more movies, we began seeing wrestlers popping up in them. Let's look at every appearance by a member of the Squared Circle and see what they're like. This first one is a favorite of mine, and it's found in the 2002 SpiderMan film. Towards the beginning of the movie, Peter Parker becomes familiar with his powers and decides to enter a wrestling tournament to make some money. The wrestler he goes up against is Bonesaw McGraw, played by Macho Man Randy Savage. Some of the best parts are just seeing him performing wrestling moves, and of course hearing his famous line. Finally, Spider-Man gets into the ring, and to his surprise, it's gonna be a cage match. This movie was ahead of its time, because Spider-Man starts doing high spots as soon as the bell rings. Bonesaw gets the upper hand when he grabs a hold of a steel chair and slams the superhero into the sides of the cage. The matchup comes to an end when Spider-Man gives the Macho Man's character a few kicks and flips him into the ropes. Interesting way to finish a match. Being a wrestling fan, there's a lot I can nitpick, but at the end, not only does Spider-Man not cover Bonesaw, but Bonesaw's shoulders aren't even touching the mat. I'm just messing around. Overall, this is an awesome appearance by an awesome wrestler and an awesome movie. This next appearance is by a wrestler you may not be familiar with. In the first XMen movie, Wolverine and Rogue are driving through Canada when they get ambushed by Sabretooth, who's played by WCW wrestler Big Sky. Sabretooth destroys Wolverine in their first encounter, and it ends up being Storm and Cyclops who make the save. Big Sky's character appears throughout the film, but his final scene comes when he and Wolverine have a rematch on top of the Statue of Liberty. Sabretooth puts up a good fight, but he ultimately gets blasted by Cyclops, which causes him to fall and crash through a boat. Now here's a wrestler you're probably more familiar with. In the third entry in the Blade series, Blade Trinity, Triple H plays a vampire named Draco Grimwood. Kinda like with Sabretooth, the game's character is mainly a henchman for the main villains of the film. Now don't take that the wrong way, Triple H is amazing in this movie. There's a scene in the early portion of the film where he's in a police station and he chokes out Ryan Reynolds and starts shooting up the place. At the end, when the heroes are escaping, Triple H starts chasing them, and just take a look.
Abby.
I am so turning running vampire Triple H into a gif after this is done. He also just has some great lines in this film. Keep in mind, this is the man who is currently one of the executive vice presidents of a publicly traded, multi-billion-dollar company.
Hey, face, you seen my dog? They pretty much raped us. And when the did you see my face?
But probably Triple H's best moment in this movie is towards the end, when he once again faces off against Ryan Reynolds. Do you want to know what makes this scene awesome? Triple H hits two wrestling moves. The first is a running power slam, and the second is his signature knee facebreaker. I would have loved it if they got the pedigree in there, but I'll take what I can get. It eventually looks like the cerebral assassin is about to finish off the future Detective Pikachu. Just at the last second, Ryan Reynolds' character, who's named Hannibal King by the way, sneaks a light bulb into the vampire's teeth and kills him. Cool little behind the scenes fact for you, the producers of the movie were so impressed by Triple H's work ethic that they added extra lines for him, just so you'd have a larger role. And I'm so glad they did. 2004 was just the year of wrestlers in Marvel films, as another one shows up in The Punisher. The movie's villain wants to kill Frank Castle, aka The Punisher, so he hires the Russian to get the job done, and he's played by Kevin Nash. The Russian really beats the crud out of the Punisher, and as they continue to fight, it starts to feel like a hardcore match straight out of the Attitude Era. One of my favorite parts is when Punisher chucks a grenade at the Russian while shielding himself inside the bathroom, and Nash's character just bats the grenade back inside. The fight finally comes to an end when the Punisher chucks boiling water at the Russian and breaks his neck while they fall down some stairs. It's definitely not the best appearance on this list, but still a cool action scene. Also, while filming, Kevin Nash was accidentally stabbed with a real knife, but the WWE Hall of Famer was so excited, he didn't notice he was bleeding until the scene was over. Now that's taking no selling to a whole new level. Appearance probably isn't the right term for this next one, but we'll roll with it. In 2014, Batista was cast as Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. The heroes first encounter him when they're imprisoned in the Kiln. They get off to a rough start, but Drax eventually joins up with them to form the Guardians of the Galaxy. Batista has by far gotten the greatest exposure out of all the wrestlers to have appeared in the Marvel films. To put it in perspective, the animal has shown up in the same amount of Marvel movies as all the previous wrestlers combined. On top of that, Drax just has some of the best lines in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
There are two types of beings in the universe. Those who dance and those who do not.
Mantis, look out!
It's beautiful.
And so are you. On the inside.
probably my favorite Drax moment is this one from Infinity War.
But my movement was so slow that it's imperceptible.
I guess he graduated from the John Cena School of Invisibility. Now that the Marvel Universe has been covered, check out all the wrestler appearances in DC's Arrowverse. I'm Zach from Tap Out Corner, and have a good day.